Why didn't you tell me? If I've known, I would have... Huh? Who do you think you are? I have nothing to do with an old man who is about to turn 60, who can even make a decent decision. What a shame. I have only had feelings for you ever since we got married, but now I don't have any feelings for you. My name is Nancy. My husband Max and I work together to raise 2 children, and recently our youngest child has reached his adulthood. Raising children for over 20 years was not a smooth ride, but I feel that having my children in my life has helped me to stand my ground. I'm very grateful to my children to their support. Max has supported our children too, and for that, I thought he was a dependable husband. Until one event occurred. On that day, I left work early and went home. When I opened the front door, I could hear Max and my son Aaron talking. I could also hear them laughing. Hey, you know that? I turned 20 that year, so I think that we can start that what we have been planning. Yeah, actually, I was also thinking the same thing. Oh, we are a father and a son after all, so when are you going to tell that person? You're right. Maybe I'll bring up the topic this weekend or so. I'm serious, super excited about it. I wonder what that person would look like. I think that person is going to cry and beg me not to break up. Oh, how tragic. When is Abby going to be my new mother? She's always ready to be one. Now, all that's left is for me to divorce that person. They are chatting and laughing happily. They had no idea that that person who they were talking about had come home and was listening to their conversation. I was blindsided. This was what a bolt out of the blue must be like. I thought that we were living happily as a family of 4, but both Max and Aaron calls me that person, and they're even thinking of a divorce. Plus, remarriage? Are they talking about his mistress? They seem to enjoy talking about such topic. What have I been looking at all this time? But unfortunately, I don't have the potential like a young person would to recover from the shock. I guess you could call it age. Although I was in a state of shock, my body had already turned on my phone to record their conversation. I guess that's enough recording. I quietly left the house. Well, what should I do now? I thought to myself as I looked outside at a nearby cafe. Right in front of me, I see the mother with her kindergarten-aged child, a mother pulling the stroller. My heart clenches as these people pass by. Who did Aaron think I was? If it was just Max, this would have been enough, but even my own son joined him in pushing for divorce? Did I do something to make Aaron hate me? And he was talking about Abby, who I guess was Max's mistress, in a friendly way. I'm sure they have all met many times already. My own son wants me gone. What about my daughter then? My anxiety surged through me all at once. If my own daughter hates me, I'll never recover. My anxiety made me grab my phone and I called her at once. The phone rings and it rings the second time. Hey, what's up? How are you doing, Melanie? What? What's wrong? I was just wondering if you were doing well or not. No. There is something wrong. What? What is it? Your voice is a little weird, Mom. I mean, where are you? I'm at the usual cafe near our house. Okay, I'll head over there now, so just wait. Melanie is the same as always. She's the oldest and has been very independent since she was little. She has never asked me or Max for money when she was in college, and since she started working, She has become more independent and lives from her own earnings. Melanie is such an independent person who is willing to come running for me, but I'm not sure how much I can tell her the truth. Melanie, who lives 15 minutes from here, came to the cafe right away. Mom, I'm sorry. What happened? I couldn't get the words out, still unable to decide whether to tell her or not. Could it be about Dad? Melanie looks at me seriously. I thought so. Hey, Melanie, I wonder if there's anything you want me to fix, or anything you don't like about me as your mother. Huh? Well, Aaron turned 20 and started adulthood, right? And for me, I'm finally able to focus on myself more, so I thought I'd take a good look at myself, you know. Melanie stares at me. Mom? Yes? None. There's none. I have nothing but gratitude for my mother. You and Dad worked the same amount, but it was mainly you, Mom, who did things for me and Aaron. Really? Your father worked hard too. What did he do? Work? Well, there's only normal, right? It's only nature to work hard at their work. She's right. If I think about it, Max has never participated in family events except for working. Melanie had pointed out to me that Max was not really cooperated in raising our children. What's going on with you and Dad? Tell me everything. I'm not a child either, and maybe I can help you. Melanie urged me to tell her about Max and Aaron. What? I'm in shock. Yeah, I'm in shock too. Well, what are you going to do about it? I guess I'll just have to get a divorce. Yeah, I think so too. Let me hear the recording. I was reluctant, but under pressure from Melanie, I let her hear it. I can't forgive them for this. Mom, we need to gather evidence because the recording alone is not enough. I'll also ask my friend for help, so for the time being, stay my place today, okay? The next day, Melanie had a day off at work, so she went out from the morning. I went to work as usual, but Melanie contacted me. Mom, let's meet up after work today and go to the detective agency. Alright, thank you. By the way, don't worry, I found a lawyer. Okay, I understand. Thank you so much. Melanie had efficiently managed to arrange things for me to get divorced smoothly. In the evening, after finishing my duties, I headed to the detective agency where I was meeting Melanie. I see. This would give me 3 days to get the evidence of the affair. So that's how it is. Yeah, for what I can hear on this recording, your husband doesn't seem to have any sense of how critical this is. But man, are you prepared for any outcome from this? Yes, since divorce is the only option anyway, I was hoping to make this divorce as favorable as possible. I understand. I will do my job thoroughly. And he said that he will compile the data and report back in 4 days. To my surprise, I was asked to come back in 2 days. Man, 1 day of spying was enough to get all the evidence, he said as he smiled bitterly. I see. Thank you. I saw the evidence data that the detective gathered. Max certainly doesn't seem to be hiding his affair. He's walking around town, proudly holding hands with his mistress. Some of the photos were so sickening, and they were ridiculous evidences which I never imagined to be possible. But the pictures are telling the whole story. I took this evidence with me to the lawyer's office, where I had made an appointment. The female lawyer assigned to my case told me that she too was divorced and that her husband had betrayed her in the past in the same way that Max had betrayed me. But even she laughed at the shocking truth and said that it was as bad as this. She told me that the sanction was not only alimony and showed me various methods. It was a chaotic week from here. During this week, I won a large sum of money for alimony and was able to get a divorce. First, Melanie and I took the evidence to my in-laws and told them the truth. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel sad, because my in-laws have been very good to me, but they had to look at all the evidence. My father-in-law, Albert, was extremely furious, and my mother-in-law, Sarah, was absolutely mortified. Well, of course that would be like that. Nancy, I had no idea our stupid son would do something like this at his age. I'm very sorry. I can't believe that he is my own son. How disgusting. Thank you for your time today. With these results, I have decided to divorce him. That's why I'm here, so that I can let you know of our situation. I agree. It's no wonder that you divorce him. Grandpa, it's not just that. Aaron is horrible too. Melanie had played the recording of Max and Aaron to my in-laws. They were both very stunned. As I recall, Aaron wants to go to the graduate school. I'm not going to help a man who disrespects other people's feelings. Sarah nodded hugely at what Albert was saying. Nancy, if you divorce him, come visit us from time to time. You're our daughter now. Don't worry, I won't let Max enter this house at all. Thank you so much. I also want to thank you and Albert. You're my real... I was speechless and burst into tears. My in-laws were really kind to me from the beginning of our marriage. I also loved them very much. So the saddest part of divorcing Max was that I wouldn't be able to see them anymore. With these thoughts in my mind, I was happy that my in-laws would even disown their own son and would accept me instead. Then I confronted Max and Aaron the next day. I went home with Melanie and my lawyer. Max didn't contact me even when I was gone for 4 days. That already says it all about how he feels about everything. The sanctions became stronger in my mind. Welcome here. Who is that? Is Melanie's friend with you? I'm her lawyer. Nice to meet you. My name is Natalie. Huh? Lawyer? I'm here for the divorce proceedings today. Huh? You want a divorce, right? Let's get a divorce. But I would take what I get for it. Aaron, who is so full of himself, was smiling at this situation. Dad, this is just perfect. Like that, you can get a quick divorce now. It's alimony, isn't it? You can pay it, can you, Dad? Max grinned, as if Aaron's comment had pushed him to be stronger. Yes, I suppose so. It certainly saves me the trouble explaining things to her. Yes, you're right. It's too bad that Abby isn't here for it, though. Huh? How do you know about Abby? Of course I know. I even went to the detective agency. It seems like you guys saw each other every day. Well, that makes sense if she is one of your business partner. You've been together this whole time, both in business and in your personal life. Oh, I see. So you know about Abby. Huh. Well, since you know everything, then it's so simple. I don't want a mother like you. You're just a plain old dear-eyed old woman. I want a young, beautiful mother like Abby. You got to be kidding me. Who do you think helped you become who you are? Huh? It's Dad. You're an idiot. Mom was the one who did work at the same level as the person and even ran the household. Hey, Melanie, how can you call your own father that person? Huh? I don't even consider you as my parent. Besides, Aaron called Mom that person too. Why is it okay for Aaron but not for me? I've always hated how you always contradicted about everything. Besides, how can I think that you're a decent parent who is actually serious about a woman 20 years younger than you? If you were single, I wouldn't care about the age difference. But you have a family that's serious, creepy, and gross. Since what Melanie was saying was correct, Max couldn't say anything back to her. Dad, that's enough. Let's get him out of here quickly and invite Abby to our house. You're right. Bring me the divorce papers now. Please sign this. I took out the divorce papers I had prepared for my bag. Max didn't expect to write the divorce papers right then and there, and was momentarily dismayed. But Aaron urged him to complete the divorce papers. We will claim $140,000 from you, sir, for alimony and the division of property. That much? The jointly owned property is $50,000 and the alimony is $40,000. This is calculated based on your annual income, so it is a reasonable amount. Dad, just go ahead and pay it. Abby will take care of it. You are right, okay? Afterwards, Max has transferred exactly $140,000, and so I submitted the divorce papers to the government office. After all, I didn't use this evidence data from the detective agency. Well, it's good that we got a divorce on our own terms. Hey, Mom, can you give me the data? Okay, but what are you up to? Don't worry, I won't use it for something bad. I decided to let Melanie, who was up to something, use the data. Then, a week later, I received incoming calls from Max, who was very furious. After work, I answered his phone call. He sounded very agitated. Hey, what is the meaning of this? What are you talking about? You knew about everything, don't you? About what? About Abby! Oh, yes, but about which one? Is it about how you and your own son Aaron are going out with Abby, or the fact that Abby, being the company CEO's daughter, is all a lie? He was silent over the phone. It's very weird and disgusting that a father and his son is dating the same person. Shut up! I also got fired from my father's company. Well, of course, it's all your fault. And I can't get in touch with Abby now. I couldn't care less. Abby also got fired, you know. Well, of course, she's dating a married man while at work. Plus, she even embezzled company's money. Why didn't you tell me? If I've known, I would have... Huh? Who do you think you are? I have nothing to do with an old man who is about to turn 60, who can't even make a decent decision. What a shame. I've only had feelings for you ever since we got married, but now I don't have any feelings for you. After telling him off, I blocked my ex-husband's contact information. Moreover, Aaron was also persistent and calling me a lot that day. Hi, Mom. Grandpa won't help me with my tuition fees. You deserve it. Ask your father for help. Well, you see, Dad gave all the money he had to Abby. After that, I can't seem to get in touch with Abby. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Well, yes, she is upset with money, and she even embezzled money from the company. She only sees your father as a money tree too. You probably gave all the money you had from your part-time job to her too, right? I knew it. You're a real jerk, you know that? Laughing at your own kid when he's in trouble. Yes, you're right. I'm a real jerk. and I take half of the blame from you growing up like this. So at least I did you a favor and divorced your father. Then pay for it. Pay for my tuition. If you're a parent, that's your duty to do so. Yes, it is my duty, but I'm your mother, who is a jerk. So I'm not going to give you any money. After I finished saying that, I hung up the phone. But I couldn't block Aaron's contact information. I was hoping that one day, after he reflected back to his action, we could maybe talk again. Afterwards, I learned that Aaron chose to get a job and seemed to have left his father. I was told by my parents-in-law that my ex-husband was missing. They told me that he used to go to his parents' house often to ask for money, but he had disappeared all of a sudden. I'm almost 60 years old, and I want to live a healthy life as I had always done. And my grandchild will be born soon. My second life is off to a bright start. 20 years younger. Whoa, the husband must be the challenger. And I had no idea that he was dating the same person as his son at the same time. They've been both caught by a gold digger. I hope that he would honestly reflect on his actions and the fact that the money that was taken away was a part of his tuition fee. Thank you for watching till the end. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in our next video.
I'm inviting Bob from work to our house tonight, so be sure to cook something. Huh? That's a bit sudden. Just be ready with something. Don't embarrass me. I rushed to get the food ready, frying up some chicken and serving it just as my husband brings his colleague home. With some fries and bread on the side, Bob seems delighted. But the next moment, what my husband uttered was unbelievable. My wife's cooking is usually terrible, so don't set your expectation too high. My name is Megan, a 32-year-old housewife. I recently got married to my husband Tommy, who I met at a friend's party. He was the one who approached me, but I gradually fell for him and we started dating. Since then, we were together for about a year and a half before we got married. Once we are married, I want you to stay at home. This was Tommy's request, so I quit my job and decided to become a housewife. To be honest, I still wanted to keep working, but I decided to do what my husband wanted. And so, I began a new life, supporting my husband from home. However, hey, what on earth is this? Huh? Tommy is pointing at the seared salmon. It's salmon. It is the season now, and it's delicious. The lemon garlic butter sauce should be good too. I'm not in the mood for fish. I'm gonna have the microwave mac and cheese. Next time you serve fish, ask first. Okay, sorry. I hadn't expected him to be so harsh, so I'm in shock. Tommy was not like this when we were dating. He was kind and never raised his voice. But we hadn't lived together, and I didn't have that many opportunities to serve him homemade food. So maybe I hadn't seen him for what he really was. Or maybe he just really wasn't in the mood for fish today. I decided to get myself together and try some other recipes. I'm sure he likes meat dishes. Okay, so I will cook him a steak. So I put all my effort into cooking a steak, adding boiled potatoes, carrots, and broccoli on the side. They look beautiful together on the plate. And I pour garlic butter on top as a finishing touch. Tommy will be thrilled. However, what is this? Huh? It's steak. Not that. The carrots and broccoli. How can I eat them on their own? No, I boiled them. They taste well with mayonnaise. That's not what I'm saying. What do you mean? I hate vegetables. No more vegetables. But you should eat vegetables. Otherwise, it's unhealthy. Eating disgusting food is unhealthy. I only want delicious food. So these vegetables are yours. And I'm having your steak too instead. Huh? What are you? With that, Tommy flings his vegetables onto my plate and takes my steak. Come to think of it, I don't think I ever even made him a salad while we were dating. From now on, don't use my money to buy vegetables. Oh, so you're saying I shouldn't eat vegetables either? Of course. You're a housewife and you're living off my money. Just do as I say. Unbelievable. If I can't buy vegetables, there's only so much I can cook. We are going to have heavy meals every single day. At first, I start doing as Tommy says, cooking without any vegetables. Steak, fried chicken, hamburgers, mac and cheese, pulled pork, and so on. Until I am constantly feeling sick from all the heavy meals. And eating all this food will lead me to gaining too much weight. My skin is in a terrible condition, and I feel so unhealthy. I try making chowder and chicken soup, but Tommy says in a rage, "That's not a dinner dish." He says, "Don't buy ingredients for chowder or soup with my money." What on earth am I supposed to buy them? I have no choice but to buy vegetables with my own savings and add vegetable to my own dishes. Tommy usually comes home around 8 p.m., so I eat before he returns to hide any evidence. You already ate again? Yeah, I was hungry. What's for dinner today? Pulled pork. Again? We had pulled pork a few days ago. Don't you have any more variations? We are limited in the ingredients we can use. It's a housewife's job to come up with new and tasty dishes. Don't skip the housework. Don't say that. My husband's moral harassment is hurting me to the core. Why does he talk to me like that? I gradually begin to distrust Tommy. Then one day, I suddenly receive a text message from him at around 9 p.m. I'm inviting Bob from work to our house tonight, so be sure to cook something. Huh? That's a bit sudden. Just be ready with something. Don't embarrass me. I panic at the sudden news. What's in the fridge? Chicken. Okay. Let's have fried chicken. I rush to get the food ready, frying up some chicken and serving it just as my husband brings his colleague home, with some fries and bread on the side. Bob seems delighted. Tommy seems satisfied seeing Bob's happy face. Thank God, it seems I've managed to live up to Tommy's expectations. But the next moment, what my husband uttered was unbelievable. My wife's cooking is usually terrible, so don't set your expectations too high. Bob smiles bitterly at my husband's word. Why would he say such a thing when everything was going so well? Bob hesitates, but puts the fried chicken in his mouth. It's delicious, Tommy, he said with a surprised look on his face. I'm so happy to see his honest reaction. Tommy says, Is it? While trying the food himself. It's eatable today, he adds. He makes it sound like my cooking usually really terrible. Why would he go out of his way to put me down in front of his colleague? If he thinks it's cool, he's so wrong. This incident brings my frustration with Tommy to a new level. I want to punish him. Then an idea comes to me. Maybe this will work. Later that day, I served my husband a certain dish. Seeing it, his eyes widened. Hey, what the hell is this? There are vegetables in it. Well, it's vegetable soup. I told you not to buy vegetables from my paycheck. Don't waste my money. Forget it. I'm eating a microwave meal. We don't have any. Huh? What are you saying? I stopped buying them. Are you kidding me? You want me to eat this vegetable soup? It's the only thing there is to eat. Oh, and you can have the chicken steak too. What the hell? You do have something eatable. Tommy cuts a chicken steak and takes a bite. Jeez, what on earth is this? What's wrong? It's too salty. What is this? It's disgusting. Is it? Are you kidding me? Have you lost your sense of taste? My taste is perfectly normal. No, it's not. This steak is revolting. Then why don't you cleanse your palate with a soup? Tommy does as he's told and tries a vegetable soup. How is it? The chicken was so bad, the vegetables don't seem so terrible. Oh, that's great to hear. You are doing amazing, eating your veggies. Stop making fun of me. I just like meat. It's not that I can't eat vegetables. Next time, make me a proper meat dish. Okay, got it. Tommy goes back to his room, red-faced and angry. The look on his face when he ate the disgusting chicken steak still makes me laugh. Another day, I serve him a hamburger and some salad. Vegetables again. I told you I never eat salad. Just the hamburger. Still muttering to himself, he shoved the hamburger in his mouth. The next moment, he almost spit the whole hamburger out. Oh my, you're covered in it. The meat is burnt black. It's so bitter and disgusting. Oh, is it? I didn't realize. You must feel terrible from the bitterness. Why don't you have a fresh salad to cleanse your palate? Are you out of your mind? You're making bad dishes on purpose. Everything tastes so much more worse than it ever has. That's a terrible thing to say. What's wrong with speaking the truth? Bad food tastes bad. You're a terrible cook. You talk like that to your own mother? Huh? Tommy doesn't seem to understand what I just said. What do you mean? Oh, she's just about to come over. Not long after that, the doorbell rings. Mom, why are you here? Tommy, how was the hamburger that I made? What? You made this? Oh, yes. I also made chicken steak a few days ago. You didn't tell me what you thought of the steak either. Tommy is speechless. Yes, Tommy had actually told me before that his mother was a terrible cook. That's why I asked her to cook for us. Oh well, it was delicious. Thanks for making it, Mom. Oh really? I'm so glad you liked it. Well then, I will come over to make more again. What? No, you don't need to. Don't you worry about me. I want to. Do you have any requests? Oh yeah, vegetable soup. Oh, that's what you want? Yeah, I prefer soup. I'd love to try a tasty soup. Okay then, leave it to me. And with that, she leaves on a happy note. Tommy looks relieved. Why did you ask Mom to cook? Because there's only so much I can cook with all your limitations. That's why I gave our food money to your mother, so that she can cook for us regularly. She seems so excited. Why would you do that? Tommy looks troubled. Served him right. The next day, Tommy's mother comes to make vegetable soup. All the vegetables are clearly too large and lumpy. The skin has not been peeled properly, and I'm certain the texture and taste would both be weird. Well, watching her cook, the seasoning she was using was a mess to begin with, so the flavor itself is probably terrible. She put the soup down with a smile. Tommy looks at the soup in the bowl and is in shock. He hesitates but takes a sip. Unable to speak, he makes a funny noise. How is it? Do you like it? I worked so hard to making it. Tommy's mother asks with a smile. To make sure he doesn't hurt her feeling, he responds, It's delicious. I'm so happy to hear that. Make sure you eat all your veggies. I put so many in the soup. With this, Tommy scooped up a chunky carrot and puts it in his mouth. The next moment, we hear a large crunching sound. Tommy has a bitter look on his face. The vegetables are so big that they are still too hard. Anyone with weak teeth would probably have broken them by now. Tommy continues eating the soup, looking as though he could die any second now. Thank you so much for eating all of it. I will come by again to make more. Tommy's mother happily leaves us. Making sure she is gone, Tommy glares at me. Stop asking Mom to cook. What? Why? I thought you were enjoying your mother's cooking. You say you don't like my food, which is why I asked her to come over. Even your cooking is better than Mom's. Anyway, if you keep asking Mom to cook, you're going to have to suffer her food too, you know. I'm not eating any of her food. Huh? I cook for myself. Hey, wait a moment. You said yesterday you are handing her the food money, right? Are you wasting even more of my money? I'm paying for my own food. What? You're a housewife. Where are you getting that money? It's still part-time, but I'm working again, which is why I can afford my own food. What? That's a part-time shift? Yes. A nurse job is always in need. I'm actually even thinking of working full-time again. Screw you. Who is going to do the housework then? Well, maybe I can ask your mother. How about we ask her to move in to do the housework and cooking? Oh, but I'm cooking and eating my own food. No way. You should be the one focusing on the housework. That comment itself is wrong, you know. What do you think I am? You think I'm just a housekeeper or a slave? I don't think that. Yes, you do. That's why you complain and restrict and abuse me. I won't be harassed by you anymore. Harassed? Don't exaggerate. I'm not exaggerating. I even spoke to your mother and she was angry about you too, you know. What? You told my mom? Yes, I did. That's why she agreed to do the cooking. I heard your father does all the cooking at your house. Your mother knew she was terrible at cooking. No, when I was a kid, Mom didn't know she was a bad cook. But your father told her the truth and he started cooking in her place. You just happened to be away at the time and didn't know. So you mean you and Mom were purposely making me eat bad food? Well, I had a lot of grudge against you. Screw you! I can still taste the terrible soup and hamburger. They are still lingering in the back of my mouth and it's making me sick. Well, screw you. I will never forgive you. I want a divorce. A divorce? Tommy is angry that I was divorcing him. Wait a minute. You don't have to go that far, do you? Oh, yes, I do. I've recorded every horrible thing you've ever said to me. My lawyer said I could get a divorce and be paid a compensation for your harassment. No way! Not a divorce! You are saying that because there are a lot of women in your office, right? It would reflect badly on you and your career. Tommy works for a cosmetic company. According to a mutual friend, he is known to be a family man. If we got divorced and these incidents become public, he'd be in trouble. But that's not my problem. If you don't agree to a divorce, I'm taking this to court. I'm sending a certificate letter to your office too. With this, he replies, Okay, and reluctantly agrees to the divorce. This is how my husband and I got a divorce. I was able to receive a substantial amount of money thanks to the compensation and property division. It seems my ex-husband was afraid his workplace would find out. Well, I told a mutual friend, so naturally they knew not too long after the divorce. It seems the word quickly spread throughout the company. Naturally, Tommy is now looked down upon from the female employees. Any future for his career is now hopeless, and he feels he has no place in the company. Apparently, his parents were also disgusted by this incident. They cut him off. He is now alone and lonely, spending his days paying the compensation. On the other hand, I started working as a nurse full-time, and I'm living a comfortable and peaceful life in a nice apartment. No man needed in my life for a while, so I'm going to save up some money and enjoy traveling abroad and doing things that I enjoyed. Moral harassment really sucks, doesn't it? Anyway, it's hard to imagine how bad of a cook the mother-in-law was. Maybe it was like terrible cooking that sometimes appear in cartoons. I'd love to try some just to see how bad it is. At any rate, I'm glad Megan was able to leave her lousy husband. I hope she will meet someone much better in the future. Thanks for sticking around until the end. Please subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next video.